Welcome back, Sue Wilson here, and I'm going to show you another Striplet card. This one I think is absolutely gorgeous for a wedding or an anniversary, but you can change it to suit your own needs. I'm going to expand a little bit on a technique that I've done in another video showing the same striplet, just because I thought it was important to show that you can even go a little bit further if you want to. To introduce the products, we're going to be using the Floral Meadow Striplet. And this one looks absolutely beautiful, but I think the embossing on it is what really brings it to life. And then the sentiment is from the Bold Sentiment set. Now, if you notice, I'll be using the Best Wishes, and it's in a line here, but I think it's important to show that you can cut it and form it in any shape you like, just whatever you need to suit your card, okay? You set these aside. We'll do a bit of cutting first. I'm going to start with the striplet inset piece and leave the cutting edge separate. Just going to tape it into place with the removable tape. And I have to say, this particular striplet literally will fall out of the die. And so I want to make sure I've got enough tape to keep it in place so I can cut and emboss it. So I'm just going to put 4 pieces on it. Okay, bring our cutting plate over. Pop that on there. Cover it with the base plate, and I've got the cutting edge downward into the cutting plate. I'm going to run it through until it just passes, and then I'll just pull it backwards here. It's very, very detailed, so that generally will get all of it. If not, then I recommend just turning it a little bit of a quarter of a turn and trying it again. Let's see how we've done. It looks to me like it's cut everything, but I think what I'll do is just take some of the bits away just to make sure with my tool in one. That looks pretty good. Yes. And we're going to emboss it to bring out the beauty in this one. So I'm going to lay it on here, make sure I've got all my little bits out of the way, cover it with my tan mat, and put my pink embossing plate over the top and run it through. And that will make those flowers just pop into life. Okay. Oops. And let me remove my tape. Oops. I'll use a little pokey tool to get it started. And this side. And we should be able to just, oops, a little bit more there. There we go, lift it straight off from there. Carefully. Oh, I have to say, I don't think there's anything as pretty as that. I just love the way that looks. Really comes to life with a little bit of embossing. Now, I'll set this back over here. Let me just tidy up my mess, get it out of the way. All the little bits, there we go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do next is add a piece of self-adhesive sticky sheet to the back of my striplet there. I'm gonna peel this off. And I'll tell you what I'll do, put this right underneath me and cover that entire striplet. Okay, turn it back over, and I'm gonna give it a good rub. Make sure everything is adhered nicely, okay? And I'm careful to use the waxy side of this relief, this backing paper. So let's put some copy paper underneath us to do some work. And we're gonna use some gilding flakes. Now these are the Cosmic Shimmer gilding flakes. This is called Silver Moon, and they're really full. Just little pieces of goodness. I'm going to just sprinkle a few across here. Oops. Hang on, I've got something on there that doesn't belong. There we go. All right, move that out of the way for the moment. And I'm going to use a piece of Rubit Scrubit Pad, and I'm just going to lightly work these into place so that they'll attach to all that sticky that's showing through. And by doing a light circular motion, I can take away any of the excess bits and refine that a little bit more. Now let me just tidy this back into my container. There's a little bit of extra there. And bring this back over. Oops. Get the extra little bits off. And occasionally, where your adhesive is from your removable tape, you'll get a little bit stuck to that. Just using an eraser or rubber will take that right off. Move that out of my way. There we go. So it's nice and clean. Isn't that pretty? Just love the way that looks. So you've got a beautifully gilded striplet there. Now, to really bring this to life, what I want to show you is you can use that outside cutting edge to make a frame. So what I've done is I've actually done a double frame, and I've used the same exact inside piece here. First time on a larger piece of card, cutting a wider frame, and the second time on a thinner piece of card, cutting a thinner frame. That's all I've done. Used the outside edge from a guillotine and created a much thinner frame. I've put a little bit of mounting foam on the back. Peel this off, and I'm going to attach this on top of the larger one to give you a double frame. So I have to lean in just a little bit, make sure I've got it straight. Lay it down there. That looks pretty good. So you've created a completely different look for your striplet. So I've built up a bit of dimension, but I think this gilded piece is worthy of a little more dimension myself. I've got some mounting foam on the back of this. We're going to peel these pieces off and place this on top of this. Let me make sure I've got all my little bits out of the way. And lean in. Sorry about that. Just need to make sure I've got it fairly straight onto there. So I've created a really pretty gilded framed piece that I can put onto my card. Like I said earlier, I've stamped the best wishes. I cut it so I can put it onto my acrylic block and create the shape that I want for my card. And I'm going to just add a little bit of double-sided tape to the back of this. I'm going to pop that into place. There we go. And rather than doing a pierced edge on this one, I've decided just to leave it simple because I have a lot of layers on here. And then I've just used a bit of the vintage silver card and some mounting foam on the back of this just to hold it into place nicely. And pop that down. And you have a beautiful, elegant, clean and simple card. Could be used for a wedding, an anniversary, any kind of occasion. You could dress this up or change the gilding flakes to suit your personal taste. And what an easy card that is to put together. I do hope that you've enjoyed today's video. Thanks.